welcome back. Today we are at my allotment and I thought I'm going to give you a little show around and an update on how the situation is looking in here. Today is Saturday and it's right after the recent storm. So I wanted to see how the ground is looking and if it's flooded more than it was before. But to be honest, shortly before the storm, the ground was actually looking quite all right. It wasn't that waterlogged anymore because we had about 2 weeks probably of quite cold weather before and no rain at all. So the water was completely absorbed from the ground. To my surprise, because I was expecting big puddle and lots of waterlogged situation, but it's not that bad. It's very muddy, the ground is very wet, but it's not that dramatic actually. So let me give you a little walk around. So this is the look at my allotment. At the moment, as you can see, I have the shed, which we have built in the last couple of weeks. The ground is not looking that bad. It's obviously very wet, but what can you really expect in the winter? I think this is quite normal, especially if you don't have any plants in that ground and there's basically just bogginess, but it's much better than it was. I have brought some of my plants from home, most of it, actually all of it, that I dug up in my last video and the previous video. So the raspberries, which are standing just there at the moment in pots, and the verbenas, which I have placed along this edge. I am planning to plant them in here, and I think it will give me a nice kind of wall of flowers along this side. Over here you can see I have some horse manure that I brought before Christmas from a local farm. In this kind of corner here, I am planning to build a compost heap from the pallets that at the moment are serving me as a kind of a pathway towards the shed, because when we came here to build the shed, the ground was so boggy and wet that even the grass, when we were walking on it, it was getting very muddy and it was unbearable to walk on it. So I used the pallets that I have here specifically for the purpose of building the compost heap, and I used it as a pathway, which serves me really well. I need to fix that one because it's slightly too long and it's kind of falling over the edge of my plot, and I don't want to have that in the way of anyone who would bring their cars in here to bring any stuff over, because I know it's very helpful to do that. I've done that myself. In those bags in here, you can see I brought some of the wood chip that I had stored behind my shed at home in the home garden. The story of the wood chip and how I got it in the big volume is a story for a different time, but I had quite a lot of it stuck behind my shed, and we brought that in the previous week, I think, as far as I remember, after we've built the shed. And I am planning to mulch the plants with it after I put them in the ground, and create some pathways as well. So this is how it's looking at the moment. I also brought the rhubarb in here. I don't know if I'm going to do much work in here today because it's getting quite, I mean, it's not late, but the sun is quite low already, and I know that the video is potentially not going to be looking very well. I don't know, but I will start on some jobs. I really want to put the raspberries and the verbenas in the ground, and then we'll see if I have energy for anything else. So yeah, let's get started. So like I just mentioned, I was hoping to plant the raspberries alongside of this edge of my plot, and I want to have a compost heap at the end corner there, and I think I'm going to build two heaps, one next to each other from the pallets. Not today, obviously, that will come in its own time. Today I want to focus on putting the raspberries and the verbenas into the ground. There is someone at the allotment today, and I think they noticed that I'm recording, so it might be a little bit awkward, but well, I guess everyone has to get used to it. So yeah, I think I'm going to start with the raspberries and just putting them in the ground in here. So let's get cracking. Also, I brought the baby canes, which I kept in the water this whole time. I poured the water away before getting in the car with everything because I didn't want the water to spill. But I think the canes are still alive. So I think I might just plant it in as well. Why not? Stay here. Okay. So if I have the verbena, okay. So I want the verbena to be growing along the side. So I think I just need to spread it a little bit more. And it will have some, well, quite a lot of growing space as well. How is this looking? Is this looking okay? I think so. And then the compost heap will be right next to it, I think. Kind of in here and in here. So I will put the raspberries in here. How is this looking? not overthinking, let's just do it. I'm going to remove some of the weeds as we go along. What is that? Is that a glass or is that ice? What are you? I'm not sure. If it's ice, it will melt in the bucket. If it's glass, then off you go. This is very boggy. So this is going to be the first one in here. Oh my goodness, can you see that? Looking at that, I doubt that I will do everything that I wanted to do today. This is so lumpy. But at least I can put the, well, it's not a shovel, but a fork in the ground. Oh. Okay, so there's something growing in there. Ooh. Is this a sign of bindweed? Interesting. I know that bindweed's roots look like a spaghetti. I don't really have that at home. In the garden, I mean, at home. But yeah, it's inevitable to come across of that at some point. Let's move this bunch right to this side. Okay. Is this hole big enough? Should be. Okay. Let me do that on the grass so that I don't put this mud all over my pots. Now, this is going to be very loose because I just put those in the pots very recently. So it hasn't had the time to kind of get compacted. Okay, don't overthink it. I gotta just take it out and just put the fucking thing in the ground. There it is. Beautiful. Okay. Hello. Okay. Let's do another one. And the reason why I'm doing it from this angle, obviously kind of backwards, is to avoid to be standing in that mud, because it is very wet. This is an interesting situation. Let me show you. As I'm removing, don't know how to point the camera because I have you on a tripod and I don't really want to undo this now. But as I'm removing the weeds that grow along the grass path in here, I can basically lift the whole thing up like a carpet. It doesn't seem to be at all connected with the ground underneath. This is so strange. Okay. I don't know if you can actually see the angle properly. So I just met a fellow allotment plot holder here, and I asked her if she would be interested in having those baby canes of raspberries, and she took it. I hope they serve her well. Okay, so I think that's enough space for the next one. Yeah, is this bindweed? There's something there. What is that? Oh my god, there's a membrane. Why is there a membrane? Is it good or is it bad? Okay. Wait, I need a little shovel. Yeah, there's a membrane in here. Why? What does it mean? How far does it go? Can you see that? I don't really want to dig it all out because there must be a reason why it's there. Oh, fuck it. That was beautiful. Beautifully done. First class. And this is folks how you plant raspberries. Second one is done. Let's move on. It's the membrane again. Why is it there? Maybe it was put there to protect the ground from the bindweed, actually. It looks like bindweed. Well, we shall see. It's kind of going downwards. But let's pretend for today that this is not a problem. This is not a problem. This is completely normal. Oh no, this has to go deep. Wait. Okay, 2 are in. continues, I think. Yeah, the membrane is here. This is exactly how you do it. Exactly that. Perfect. The last one. Here. the fifth and the last raspberry is in. Now I am going to cover the areas where I dug up the holes with the clay, lumpy soil that I dug up. And then I'm going to mulch it on top of it with the wood chip, just to give them a nice blanket for the winter, for the rest of the winter. Okay, so let's do that. This is the stress-free bringing up of children. Okay. Okay. So I have one of those kind of connected baby canes, 3 pieces, given back by my neighbor. She said that because there was enough, there was plenty. So I am going to put it in the ground, because why not? Let's get rid of the weeds in here. Okay. So, yeah, let's do it in here. It's just I don't have fresh compost now. So it will have to do without. Oops. Hiya. No problem. Thank you for the pipes, for the gutter. Okay, the baby raspberries are in the ground as well and mulched, and the sun is going down. It's getting quite greyish and I'm exhausted. I think I'm going to finish for the day and tackle the other plants in the pots the next time. I hope they will be fine left in here. We shall see. But yeah, it's quite exhausting working through this clay soil when it's so compacted. Yeah, it is a workout again. I am done for today. So that will be it. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.